Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi, my name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, we are doing a collective tarot reading for the new moon in Gemini. This is a general reading, take what resonates and know that the intention in this video is to have a message for you. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. This is just how to best utilize the energy and any advice moving forward. We do have some astrology decks to go a little bit further, but with that being said, the new moon in Gemini, you can feel the energy and utilize the energy 3 days before to 3 days after, usually with a new or full moon. So depending on where you're at in the world, the new moon in Gemini is going to be a different date and / a different time. So for us in the US, we're looking at Monday the 26th. All right, this first card of tarot is going to represent how best to utilize this new moon in Gemini, and we've got the Four of Swords. Out of the gate, we have an air card. Okay, and then this next tarot card is going to represent any advice on how to move through this energy, and we have the Ten of Cups. Okay, a water card. All right. So with this new moon in Gemini, you are going to want to go out and socialize, maybe gossip a little bit. Your mind is probably racing through 100,000 different ideas or things that you need to get done or do. Things might start to get moving again. You might feel ambitious. You might feel like you want to go and get a lot of projects done. But there's a lot of untethered energy that you could be feeling too. So with this Four of Swords coming in hot for how best to utilize this energy, I believe that the best way here is to calm the mind, because we have the Suit of Swords here, which indicates thought, clarity, mind, communication. And this card is usually talking about healing, recuperation, and rest, and needing to do that uncluttering. And that's what the best suggestion is for this time period. So that looks different for other people. It could look like meditation. It could look like going and doing walks outside, getting grounded in nature, hikes. It can look like journaling, making lists, getting rid of clutter in the house can help get rid of clutter in the mind. I'm actually going to be doing that after filming this video. I have been getting the urge for a while to do so. So you might be doing some spring cleaning. Well, it's actually summer, but you know what I mean. There's going to be a lot of different ways to help kind of ground yourself and get your mind to feel like it's not racing anymore. Breath work, shadow work, journaling, writing, coloring, listening to meditative music, frequency music, writing in your journal. All of these things are going to help kind of put your mind from a ball of yarn that's knotted and tangled into a nice skein of yarn. Hopefully you get that reference. But yeah, there's going to be some need for your spiritual practice to come in with this as well, such as doing some shadow work, going within and seeing what is no longer serving you anymore to help unclutter that. But for the most part, there's going to be a focus on the need to slow down your mind enough to organize and enough to prioritize what you want to start with first. Because when your mind is jumbled so much and there's a lot going on up there, it's hard to really take action and do something with it, because you're looking at 5 different directions on where to go. You know, your number one is not a number one, it's a number 5 million. So let's unpack it, let's calm it down, and let's focus on prioritizing self-care for a little bit. Again, that's going to look like it's different for everybody, but being still, being present. I keep hearing meditation and breath work. So a lot of you are going to focus on that. It could be even as simple as doing like a mirror or a water bowl scry too, like to kind of just meditate on what you see in there. Some of you are going to relate to that. Even you can use your pendulum to kind of focus on what you need to start with. But we've also got the advice card here with the 10 of Cups. What is fulfilling to you right now? What is bringing happiness to you right now? Because that's kind of the direction that you need to start in. If it's not bringing you happiness or fulfilling you in any kind of way, that needs to go. So that includes negative self-talk. That includes negative self-image. That includes things that make you feel bad. So like if you have a particular clothing item, like a t-shirt that you've held on to for years and you never wear it because the collar itches you or the sweater is too itchy and you're never going to wear it, get rid of it. Uncluttering your house is going to help unclutter your mind. I keep hearing that in my head as well, so that's important. So again, focus on what brings you happiness. Focus on what brings you fulfillment. I'm also seeing focus on spending time with your family and communicate your needs with them, or communicate what you need to communicate with them. There's something about that. So some of you are going to relate. There's a need to like communicate feelings. There's a feeling of now is the time of getting unstuck. The new moon is usually a time for planting seeds of what you want to bring in and manifest and want your goals to be for the month. So what do you want to bring in and what do you want to start planting the seeds of? And is that communicating your feelings and relationships? Is it building, what's the networking? Building networking with people, bringing in community. What are the things that you are trying to do for this new moon phase coming in? And then that's going to help you start planning what to focus on first. So if you start focusing on, okay, this brings me joy, this is what I kind of want to work toward, get rid of anything that is holding you back from achieving that, if that makes sense. So what is bringing you satisfaction? What is bringing you fulfillment? Spending time with family. An odd one here is drink a lot of water. I'm seeing the cups and that's what's coming through. So let's keep going here with the Heavenly Bodies Astro deck. Mercury, of course, the ruler of Gemini. We've got Think, Learn, Network. Oh my God. Okay. Right out of my mouth. Network and communicate. All things we just confirmed. Next, we've got Gemini. Okay. Curiosity, intellect, and networking. So again, we have networking. A lot of you are going to get to work with building bridges here with people, and whether it's business or pleasure, networking is going to be interesting. This could indicate social media as well. So for those of you who have a social media presence, that might be important too. So if you're starting to build your business on there, this is the time to get your mind right, plan out things, and figure out what direction you want to go. Who's important for your networking? What's important for that? And then we have the South Node, so destined to release. Again, I said let go. So what are we letting go of that is no longer helping you with this right now? Leave the things in the past with that South Node. We got air. All right. Open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. So we're going to learn how to calm the mind. And being open-minded with what comes in for you and what we're getting rid of. Because again, it's not necessarily like just get rid of, it could just be like, we're no longer focusing on this anymore. We're not letting that be in the forefront of our mind anymore. We're going to focus on new perspectives or shifting perspectives. Then we have Jupiter with grow and expand. So yeah, we're going to learn from this experience. We're going to grow and expand from it. And not only that, but we're going to expand on what brings us happiness and satisfaction. And again, community is coming up a lot. And last from this deck, we have Aries with independence, bravery, and passion. Again, fulfillment, happiness, but also taking action with that Aries energy and having a little bit more independence on what you want to do goal-wise. It might be a little bit more on you alone instead of like building upon, so if you have coworkers or whatever, it might be not a group thing that you're working on. It could be an independent thing that you have to do yourself. All right, let's keep going with the Star Codes Astro deck. First up, we've got Neptune with vision. See the bigger picture, as well as listen to your intuition and your dreams. Next, more confirmation with Gemini, cross-pollinate. So again, you might be dipping your toes in a couple different things here, utilizing a lot of different talents and skills. And again, with the clearing of your mind, there might be a lot of different ways to do that as well. And then we have first house arrivals. So the first house is how people see you. How do you see yourself? How do you think you are being perceived? And utilize that information, right? So if you are constantly in your head and your mind is cluttered and you are looking like you are stressed out all the time, that's not going to bode well for networking, right? That might push away opportunities. Instead, let's focus on, how we view ourselves and what we would seem to be perceived as, right? Like if you can, the perspective of shifting out of your body and looking at yourself like in a mirror and see how you present yourself to other people and how other people could see you. If you are stressed out, if you are anxious, if you are always up in your mind, it's not going to look like you are an open person for networking or communication or community, right? You're going to automatically shut people off. Whereas if you have a calm mind, you look already calm on the surface, ready to be asked questions, ready to be approached. Hopefully that makes sense. You can ask me in the comments if you need any more clarification. Transit, so climate. What kind of climate are you putting yourself in right now? Are you keeping yourself in an environment that is cluttered, stressed out, too much? Because again, we are trying to calm and get rid of those things that are no longer putting us in that situation. So think about your climate. As well as if you are so stressed out or anxious or have a cluttered mind racing all the time, is that due from your home life or is that from your job? Figure out where those triggers are coming from. Figure out what is stressing you out the most. And believe me, I know it could be the world at this point, but try to narrow it down so that way you can figure out where you need to nurture better and what you need to let go of more, right? I know we can't all just be like, oh yeah, you got a toxic job, well, leave it. There are easier ways to help nurture yourself without getting rid of your income, if that makes sense, right? So nurture your climate on where you feel comfortable, where you feel seen, where you feel present, where you feel that you can relax and calm yourself. All right, next we have Uranus with change. So there are going to be some changes that you might need to make here in order to feel calm, to feel rest, to feel rejuvenated, to heal, in order for you to take action and move forward. So think about what needs to change in your environment, in yourself, in whatever the case may be in order to move forward. And it might be getting involved with your own self, not self-worth, but like, self-esteem. That's the word I wanted to say. Getting in touch with your self-esteem, figuring out, okay, is it waning or do you need a little bit more? What can you do to like pump yourself up a bit so you have a little bit more self-esteem and feel as if you are, a CEO or you are, top of the charts, whatever the case may be, to feel pumped up in order to network, communicate, build community, pass on your intellect, that sort of a thing. Though that might be a change that you need to do in a routine or in how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself. And next and last one from this, we've got Sagittarius with expand, which is more confirmation with the Jupiter, which I won't go into, but be a little brave, go a little bit out there, explore a little bit more than you wouldn't normally do. Follow what you're passionate about, especially with that 10 of Cups. All right, and next up we have the Herbal Astrology Oracle. First card we have the Ginkgo Breakthrough. This looks like the Ace of Swords, and this is very much getting your clarity, getting your breakthrough moment, figuring it out. So confirming that energy. Next, we have Nettle with action. We were talking about that. Mars energy here as well. So taking action for yourself, and don't even think of it as like a chore. Think of it as like, I'm doing this. It's a quest. It's something good for me. It's good for my mental health. It's good for my spiritual practice. Taking action doesn't necessarily need to be this chore. It's more like I'm doing this for improvement, for betterment, for for a quest. It is something to reframe and shift that focus. Taking action, and it doesn't need to be big action. It could be baby steps. It could be something as simple as cleaning out your dresser drawer with those old socks with holes in them that you've had forever. You've just been too lazy to throw them out. Get them out of there. You're not going to save them. Take action in whatever steps you need. Next, we've got Coco with foresight. So this, again, to me, listen to your intuition, see ahead, plan ahead, have the ideas that you want and act on them. So what I typically like to do when I have 100,000 ideas bouncing around in my head at one point, I just write them all out on paper as they come. I try to sort them out, and then I'll prioritize. That's a type of foresight, because to me, I have learned that anything out of the air that I think of that comes to me when I'm not expecting it to is like a gift from spirit. It's like, okay, this is another thing to focus on. This is another thing to try. This is another aha moment. So that to me is a foresight. So if you're having all of those things, write them down, plan them out, journal, and listen to your dreams too. Dreams can be a symbolism and an act of foresight as well. Intuition, dreams, Neptune energy here. And your last one from this deck, we have Sage with blessing. So look at this time you're spending doing your healing, doing your introspection, your self-care, and the calming of your mind as a blessing right now. Because as the time will start rolling by, you're going to get busy. You're going to start seeing things rolling in, because now you have the clear head and the time to get things done. You're going to start seeing the networking happen. You're going to start seeing opportunities roll in. Blessings are coming. And again, blessings are often in the form of disguises and mundane things. So having the time to calm down and process things is a blessing in and of itself, because sometimes we get bogged down by so many responsibilities that it's hard to do so. So this is really taking time out of your day and your routine to focus on yourself. And that is a blessing. And with it being Sage 2, this is a good time for cleansing. So new moons too are great for, clearing out the old and bringing in the new. Again, we talked about that earlier with, our physical items, but think of it spiritually too. So I'm not saying use sage, but what I am saying is you can do your smoke cleansing, your salt, your egg rituals. You can use your incense, sound, whatever. Ooh, sound bath and sound healing with the sound bowls could be a good thing for you. Frequency music. All of those things can help cleanse energy, or even just get you in the right meditative state, calm state, candles. But yeah, cleansing, if that resonates, time to get rid of some energy, some stagnant energy. Focus on the corners of your room or the corners of your home too, where energy likes to get stuck right up in there. But let the energy kind of move through the house and move through you. All right. And last but not least, we have the Cosmic Self-Care Oracle. We've got part of fortune with prosperity, more confirmation that opportunities are going to come in once you start doing these processes. We've got another Mercury with communication. We've got North Node this time with fulfillment. So confirming the 10 of Cups energy there. She's journaling. I just want to point that out. So there's a lot or writing in a book. There's a lot of you that might benefit with that right now. And next we have Aries, another confirmation. New beginning. We've got new seeds coming in here for you, new goals, new plans, new opportunities. And last we have Scorpio, transformation. So there's a transformation of the mind happening once you clear it, once you get rid of the clutter. I know that this was a lot. And again, it's going to hit differently for each person, but the Gemini season is fun. It's chaotic at times. Me being a Gemini myself, I can attest to it. So just allow yourself to feel unstuck, but at the same time, the mind is something that needs to be focused on from time to time. We get too up in our heads sometimes. We get too much going on, too many responsibilities, too many things to remember. So again, when you have the opportunity, such as this new moon, to really kind of organize and prioritize what needs to come first, this is the time to do so. Again, writing it out, putting it from your mind to your pen and paper really helps too. It's like, okay, I hate the reference because again, we know the connotations, but when Dumbledore does the pensieve where he gets the wand and gets the thread of the thought or the memory out and puts it in the bowl, that's kind of what I feel like putting your thoughts to the paper and pen do, because it kind of helps like, okay, I don't need to focus on this anymore. It's already written down. I can go back to it and reference it if I need to. So that's kind of how I see that. So if that's going to help you, try it, but do whatever will help calm your mind down. Again, I know easier said than done, but this is the time to do so. So if this resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love you and I like you. And if you are here in the United States, have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. I don't know what I will be doing, but you never know. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy your day off if you get one. And thank you all for being here. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you will never miss an upload from me. And thank you again. I love you and I like you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.